everyone, welcome back to HBQ. My name is Queen Tekla. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. On today's video, I'll be teaching the basic stitches of crochet, starting from slip knots to foundation chains to slip stitches, single crochets, half double crochets, and double crochets. This is what a slip knot looks like. A slip knot is a knot that allows this side of your yarn, called your working yarn because it extends to your yarn ball. It allows it to pull, but this end cannot pull no matter how you drag it. That is what a slip knot is supposed to look like. And how to make a slip knot. There are two methods. There are so many methods of making a slip knot. I'm going to teach you two. The first one is the chaining method. And the chaining method, you're going to place your hook on your yarn. And this is for people who already know how to make a chain. You're going to place your hook on your yarn, twist it, and make this X, and hold it down with your thumb and your ring finger, and chain 1 and 2. Then you leave it, then you pull this part tightly. There you have it, a slip knot. And this part can pull, but this part cannot. Now, again, you place your hook, you wrap it or you twist it, you hold this X part with your thumb and your ring finger, and then you chain 1 and 2, and you pull it, and that is how you make a slip knot. Now for the second method of making a slip knot, you're going to wrap your yarn around your hand as though you're about to crochet. And how I wrap mine is holding this part of my yarn, I put my yarn in between my pinky and this finger and wrap it in between my index finger and this finger, and then I bring it forward to this part. See how it looks this side and how it looks on this side. Then I'm going to hold this yarn, which is the end, with my thumb and my ring finger, and I'm going to drop my hook and place this thumb and my index finger on top of this yarn here, on top, not under, but on top. And I'm going to turn it. Let's do that one more time. Place this finger here, not here. When you place it here, you're going to turn it around. When you do that, you're going to form another X. But you're going to pick this part of the yarn. You're going to skip this. Do not pick this part of the yarn, but this part, the part that is connected to your working yarn, the part that is connected to your ball, that is the part you're meant to pick up and pull it out. That is how to make a slip knot. Of course, there are other methods on how to make a slip knot. Now let's do this one more time. Insert your yarn here, put it through here, bring it here, hold it with your thumb and your ring finger. With your second hand, your thumb and your index finger, place it on top, not under, but on top. Twist it around and pick this part of the yarn that is connected to your yarn ball. That part is the part you want to pick. You do not want to pick the end, which is this one, but instead you want to hold it firmly and not lose it. You don't want to leave this part of your yarn. You want to hold it very strong, and then you pull this out of this, and that is it. You make a slip knot. If you find it hard to understand it yet, then you have to replay the video. It's so easy. Place your hand, turn it around, and pull this part and pull it out. And that is how you make a slip knot. To make a chain, you're going to start with a slip knot, and then you're going to insert your hook into your slip knot, and I'm going to bring this closer so you can see it better. To chain, you need to wrap your yarn around your hook. So yarn, it's called yarning over. You need to yarn over. Then with this part of your hook, you need to secure your yarn in it and pull it out of this part of your hook, or this part of your loop. And that is how you achieve a chain. And again, to do it, wrap, yarn over, and pull through, yarn over. I'm showing you this part so you could see how my hook comes out of this loop. So that is how you make a chain. You continue yarning over and pulling through, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through. It is very important to make chains that look almost the same when it comes to size. If you are crocheting, make chains that look almost the same, if not the same. Yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through. Now one more time, yarn over. With this part of your hook, secure the yarn and pull it out of your loop. That is how to make a chain. And this is what a chain looks like. As you can see, my chains are equal. To make a slip stitch, you're going to start with a slip knot and some chains. Now, for a slip stitch, you're going to skip the very first chain and work in the second one. And what you're going to do is you're going to insert your hook inside the second chain. You're going to skip this. So insert your hook inside this. And then yarn over and pull it out of the boat. Now one more time, insert your hook, yarn over and pull it out of the boat. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out of the boat. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out of boat. If you find this hard to do, then insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out of this one first, and then yarn over, and then pull it out of the next one. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out of the first one, and then pull it out of this one. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out of this one, and then pull it out of the next one. That is how you make a slip stitch. Again, insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out of both, or insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out of this, still pull it out of this. So either ways you achieve a slip knot, a slip stitch. And this is what a slip stitch looks like. Now to end this, we're going to chain one and we're going to cut our yarn. I'm going to pull this out and drag this. That is how you end your work. To make a single crochet, you make a slip knot and then you chain as long as you want your rows of single crochet to be, and you're going to skip one and walk into the next one. So I'm going to skip this and I'm going to walk into this. Now you're going to insert your hook into this. You yarn over and pull it out of this. Now this is different from slip stitch where you pull it out of the both of them. You pull it out of just this one. You leave this on your hook. Now you're going to yarn over again and pull it out of the both. That is the difference between a single crochet and a slip stitch. Now again, to make a single crochet, you insert your hook, you yarn over, you pull it out. You have 2 loops on your hook. You yarn over, you pull it out of the both loops. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull it out of 2. And that is how you make a single crochet. We are going to make extra 2 rows of single crochets, so let's complete it. And this is the first row. This is our first row of single crochet. To make our second row of single crochet, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work around. And on the very first space, which is this one right here, we're going to make our very first single crochet and we're going to make it down. We're going to insert our hook, we're going to yarn over, pull it out. Now we have 2 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull it out of the both. Insert your hook, pull it out. The same thing. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out, then yarn over, pull it out of the both. And that is a single crochet, and we are going to continue making single crochets until the end of this row, and we're going to do our third row of single crochets. We just did our last stitch, our last single crochet. Now we are going to turn again, and the same way we turned the first time we did our second row, by chaining 1, turning our work around, then insert our hook into the very first one, yarn over, pull it out. We have 2 loops on our hook, then we're going to yarn over and pull it out of the 2. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out, yarn over, pull it out of the 2. That is how you make a single crochet. So if you want more rows, you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to chain 1, turn your work around, and continue making your rows of single crochet until you're done. And here we have it, the last row of our single crochet. Now to end this, we're going to chain 1 and we're going to cut our yarn, and we're going to pull this out and secure it by tightening it so hard. Now if this was to be something we'll be using, we would put these ends into our yarn needle and hide it into our work so our work can be neat. To make half double crochets, you're going to start with a slip knot and some chains. You're going to skip 1 and 2, and mind you, our first 2 chains is going to be our very first half double crochet, and this is why or when our stitch marker is going to come in. you're going to put your stitch marker in this very first chain, so you don't forget it serves as a as our first stitch. And we're going to skip that and the next one, and we're going to walk into the third one. You're going to yarn over. To make a half double crochet, you have to yarn over first before inserting your hook. Yarn over, skip 1, 2, and insert your hook into the third one. Yarn over, pull it out of that. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. And you're going to yarn over again and pull through all loops. That is our second half double crochet, because our chain 2 space serves as our very first half double crochet. And we're going to continue the same thing. Yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull it out, and yarn over, pull it out of all 3. Yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull it out, yarn over, pull it out of all 3. Yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull it out, yarn over, pull it out of all 3. That is how you make half double crochets. We're going to continue the same pattern until the end of the row, and then we're going to make the second row and the third row. And our first row is complete. To make our second rows of half double crochet, we're going to chain 1, which I already did, but let me unravel that. And we're going to chain 1 and turn our work around. Yarn over, insert our hook into this very first stitch here. Insert our hook here, yarn over, pull it out. Now we have 3 loops on our hook, and we're going to yarn over and pull it out of the 3 loops. And we're going to place another stitch marker here so we don't forget this is our very first stitch for row 2. It is quite complicated when you're working with half double crochets. That is why your stitch marker should be your best friend. Now for the second one, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out, yarn over, pull it out of all 3. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out, yarn over, pull it out of all 3. And we're going to continue until we get to the end of the row. And then we're going to make our third row. And for our very last, oh, not even the last yet, sorry. Now this is why you need your stitch marker. If you notice, I almost missed the second to the last one, but because I have this stitch marker here, I could tell this should not be the last one. Something should be here before the last one. Now we're going to open our stitch marker the same way you open a safety pin. You press it open and bring it out. Then we're going to make our very last half double crochet into it, because it is our last half double crochet, because our chain 2 stands as 1 half double crochet. Then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work around. Then we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the very first, yarn over, pull it out, then yarn over, pull it out of all 3. If we had intentions of making a row 4, we'll put our stitch marker here, but we don't, so we're going to leave it at that and complete our rows. When you're working with 2 strands of yarn, you have to be careful so you don't miss one strand of your yarn or it doesn't get tangled. Now this is our very last one, and you could tell because we put stitch marker in it. I'm going to remove our stitch marker and make our last half double crochet. Now this is what our 3 rows of half double crochet look like. This is one of my best stitches to make, half double crochets. I feel like they're so full and almost not see through. For the last one, to end this, we're going to chain 1 and go ahead and cut our yarn. When we cut our yarn, we're going to pull it out and tighten that. And if this was to be our last, if this was to be our work, something we're going to use for something else, then we have to use our yarn needle, insert this yarn, this end of yarn into it, and hide it into our work so our work is neat. To make a double crochet, you have to make a slip knot, and you're going to chain as long as you want your double crochet rows to be. Now we're going to chain, or rather we're going to skip 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip our very first 3 chains, and that first 3 chains is going to serve as our very first double crochet. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our stitch marker and insert it in the very last chain, so that we are reminded that this is our very first stitch. Now we're going to skip that 2 and 3, so 1, 2, 3. We're going to insert our hook into this 4th one. Now to make a double crochet, just like the half double crochet, you're going to have to yarn over and then insert your hook in the 4th chain from the hook. You're going to yarn over and pull it out of there. Now this is where the difference between a double crochet and a half double crochet is. For a half double crochet, you have to pull through everything, but for a double crochet, you have to pull through just 2, just this 1 and this 2. So yarn over and pull through just 2. Now you have to, this is your initial one, and this is the loop you pull through these 2. Then it's going to create another 2, and you're going to yarn over again and pull it out of there. That is a double crochet, and that is the difference between a half double crochet and a double crochet. Now and again, we're going to do that. We're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out, yarn over, pull it out of 2, just 2. And then you have to, then yarn over, pull it out of 2. That is a double crochet. Yarn over, you insert your hook, you yarn over, you pull it out, you yarn over, you pull it out of 2, and then yarn over, pull it out of 2. And that is what we're going to continue doing until the end of the row. Then we turn our work around and do our rows 2, and then when we're done with rows 2, we're going to do our row 3. Then we're going to cut our work. Always use your stitch markers to avoid missing anything, to avoid missing stitches. Always use your stitch marker. Now this is the very last one. As you can see, these are slip knot and this is our very last chain. So to make our second rows of double crochet, we have to chain 1 and 2. Then we're going to turn our work around, and we're going to yarn over and make our first double crochet into this very first stitch. That is where we make our very first double crochet. Now to avoid mistakes, we are going to put our stitch marker in our very first double crochet so we don't forget when we get to this, so we don't skip it. Now and again, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out, yarn over, pull it out of 2, yarn over, pull it out of 2, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out, yarn over, pull it out of just 2, yarn over, pull it out of just 2. That is the method we're going to use to achieve the second row. Obviously, rather, that is the method we're going to use to achieve our double crochet. Sorry for the mistake. This to me has to be like the most beautiful stitch in crochet basic stitches, a double crochet, but still I prefer a half double crochet. It's not the easiest to do, it's just, for me, it's the best when it comes to hiding this see-through you see when you, these spaces you see when you make a crochet. Now we have gotten to the last one. We're going to remove our stitch marker and we're going to yarn over and insert our hook into the very first chain and make our double crochet. It is always advised to use your stitch marker. Now for rows 2, chain 1, 2 and turn your work around. Then yarn over, insert your hook into the very first one, yarn over, pull it out, yarn over, pull it out of 2, yarn over, pull it out of 2. Now we are not going to insert our stitch marker here because we are not going to do row 3. So we're just going to continue making this until the end of the row, then we can cut, and there we have it, our third row of double crochets. If you notice, I just kept one of this. I brought one out and I noticed it and I had to pull it back and redo it. Whenever you're working with 2 strands of yarn, you have to be very careful so you don't miss. Now I did it again, I missed it again. Now I only have one and the other one is not part of it. Now I'm going to pull it back, or I can just unravel it completely and redo the whole thing. Be careful, make sure you don't miss it. It's very important you don't miss it. Now this is the very last row of our double crochet. We're going to remove our stitch marker and make our last double crochet inside. And there we have it, our 3 rows of double crochets. And we're going to chain 1 and then we're going to cut our yarn and we're going to pull this out and pull this so it secures our work. And that is it. Our double crochet is complete. If you enjoyed today's tutorial, please don't forget to leave me a like, comment and share. Do not forget to subscribe too.